Hi guys, this is Sam and we are in the workshop today. We're in Kingdom of Airsoft and I have a very nice little treat for you. So this is a Tokyo Marui P90, it's the high cycle version, and as you can see it's had some very cool kind of custom work done. Now the internals have been serviced and upgraded, and then this really smart kind of paint job here has been done by GearTech Custom Paint, Chris Hobbs. Definitely give them a wee like. Go and check them out. They do some fantastic work here. So we've got some nice stencils, some transfers, and then all of the wear and the paintwork on the front. It's a really nice setup, perfect for the impending zombie apocalypse there. So what we've got inside is a full service and something that I don't believe has been done before. We have installed a computerized MOSFET with a full microswitch setup. It is the BTC Chimera, and just on the front here you can see how we've got just a couple of mil of trigger travel there. So usually this is a two-stage trigger setup, and we've taken this back to a one-stage trigger with the microswitch. So I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough on how I did that. So we'll take the magazine out, put that off to one side, and then we'll take this really cool front end off, put you to one side. Now, on the front here, you can see that we have a microswitch. So we're on semi-auto at the moment. So just in here, that is the trigger microswitch. And I've glued that on to the left-hand side when you are using the gun. And then we've put a little screw just in the actual trigger kind of sliding mechanism there. And on the right-hand side, so on this side, I've put in another little screw to stop the trigger movement. So that acts as like a backstop there. So we've got a few switches needed to set up our Chimera. We've got our trigger switch on the front, and underneath in the ejection port here we have our selector. So forward for full auto, backwards for semi-auto. And then on the side of the gearbox, on the inside of the gearbox, we have another little switch to detect the gear cycling. So that means that we can take out the cut-off lever, which is kind of a weak design in the P90s. It wears out quite quickly. It can be fairly easily damaged if the trigger mechanism locks up. And that means we have perfect gear detection as well, so the cycle detection from the Chimera. Now I'm just going to plug in a little LiPo here. We've got a 7.4 LiPo. We're on semi-auto, and let's just do it with my left hand here. So a very nice snappy hair trigger on that. And then we'll move to full auto on the back there, not on the selector. And that gives you your full auto. And then we'll just move it back to semi. Very, very nice. So I'm quite happy with this setup, and I'm sure the owner will be as well. So on my website, kingdomofairsoft.com, under the guides section, I've actually done a full guide on how to install a Chimera like this. I've done the same with my PSG-1 setup, and this little kind of diagram here shows all the pinouts for the data cable on the BTC Chimera unit. So that's on the website as well. And the main kind of tricky thing that gets some people is hooking up the grounds. So one wire from each of the three switches needs to be hooked together, so they should all be on, hooked into the same line onto the ground line. That goes into the ground pin on the Chimera. And what I've done is on the little switch in here, it's a 3-pin switch, so I just use the front 2 pins. The front one is for full auto, and then the middle pin, which is always active, I've hooked the ground for all 3 switches up to that middle pin and then run it back out to the Chimera. So it's a little fiddly, but the results speak for themselves. It's a very, very nice setup, and we will be offering this service when we can get our hands on some more Chimeras. We'll be able to do this on any other P90 or any gearbox that cannot take the standard drop-in trigger replacement board. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful to you guys. If you like it and want to see more, then drop us a little like and a wee subscribe, and we'll get some more videos out to you in the future. So we see you next time.